Happy Monday. It's August 4th, 2025. It is the 216th day of the year, and we've got some crazy weather to talk about. I mean, there's stuff happening, a little bit of here, a little bit of there, a little bit of everywhere. And yes, this is Tropical Storm Dexter that you see over here. The tropics are really starting to take off, and we're going to talk a lot more about that right here in a minute. But first, the big story today, as it's been for the past couple of videos, is the heat. We've got another record-breaking heat dome setting up in the southwest this time. We're getting a little bit of a break in the southeast, but over the next week we're expecting potentially record-breaking high temperatures around Phoenix. Okay, so you can see here on Thursday we've got high temperatures around 115 degrees, which isn't completely out of the ordinary, but there's a couple different models that are showing temperatures even higher than this. And of course you've got your heat risk that goes along with this, and low temperatures not dipping below 90 degrees, and all this comes together to produce a pretty significant situation with our temperatures here in the southwest. So the heat is building now, and it's going to continue to intensify through the week, and it is going to kind of propagate over into the central U.S. So I do see this becoming a bigger problem around Dallas, up towards Oklahoma City, maybe even into Nebraska and Kansas, especially as we approach the weekend into early next week. Now, what's causing this is this big upper level ridge here, this big giant high pressure system that's very clearly kind of rotating around here in the southwest. This is one of the more well-defined high pressure systems you'll ever see, and the impacts of this are going to be severe. Not only are we expecting record-breaking daytime temperatures, but we're going to have those record-breaking nighttime temperatures as well. The National Weather Service's Phoenix is calling this a significant, widespread, extreme heat episode. This isn't just a few hot days, which we always get every summer. This is going to be a prolonged event that poses a serious health risk to millions of people. So take this seriously. You know that it's coming. All right, moving right along to the severe weather threat. We do have one of those today. We've got the potential for destructive hail across the high plains today, with the potential for hailstones of up to 2 inches in diameter. That's bigger than a golf ball. Over 500,000 people are in the slight risk zone here. That's a 2 out of 5, with the main target zone being over southwest South Dakota and then into western Nebraska. This includes cities like Rapid City and North Platte. Now, the timeline for this threat begins this afternoon as storms fire up, likely reaching peak intensity in the evening hours. The threat's going to transition into a damaging wind threat as we go into the overnight and early morning hours. But there is going to be a little bit of a tornado threat there at the beginning, at the onset of some of these storms first popping up. And of course, a big hail threat, especially down there around Rapid City, up towards areas just west of Pierre in South Dakota. We've got a hot, unstable air mass in place, and we're going to have some wind shear available. So it's not looking like a huge tornado threat, but the hail threat's going to be the main thing here, I believe. Now, in the southeast, we're not going to have severe thunderstorms as much as up there in the plains, but we are going to have lots of thunderstorms today and tomorrow, and we're going to continue to have this ongoing flash flooding threat. We've got an excessive rainfall outlook today, a slight risk in place. That's a 2 out of 4 for a little bit of Alabama, a lot of Georgia, and a lot of the panhandle of Florida. And this is going to be a prolonged event. Look at this. This is day 2. This is Tuesday into Wednesday. We have another slight risk in pretty much the same exact area for flooding rains to potentially be possible again. So it's going to be a deluge of downpours here day after day, at least for the next 2 or 3 days around Atlanta. And we've been talking about this a lot this year, but one of the big reasons why we're so concerned about flooding is the incredibly high precipitable water values that we're going to have in place. They are forecast to be between 1.75 and 2.25 inches, a value that is exceptionally high and prime for producing widespread torrential rain and flash flooding. So basically all the areas in the red here and the purples and the dark reds, this is where we have so much wetness, so much moisture in the atmosphere that any thunderstorm that forms within it is going to be capable of producing rainfall rates of the likes we don't normally have with thunderstorms. And over the next 3 days, at least, some people are going to be picking up on 2 to 4 inches of rain, especially up here in South Carolina, maybe right there on the border of North Carolina. Up here in northeast Georgia, there's going to be a hot spot for some rain here. But any of these places that are in the blues or purples, we could have a couple different pockets that see more than 4 inches of rain, okay? I wouldn't be surprised if we got a couple places that saw 6 inches of rain, 7 inches of rain over the next 3 days, and a lot of that could fall in one day, and that will lead to life-threatening flash flooding, so make sure you are ready for that. And we're about to dive so much deeper into that, but first, let's shout out today's awesome sponsor. Upside cashback made easy. Let me tell you all about something that has become a daily routine here at the Weather House. We've all gotten into the habit of checking the Upside app before we head out for gas, food, or groceries. The free Upside app gets you cash back daily on essentials like gas, groceries, and dining. And what I love most about it is that it just fits right into everything that we were already doing. Here's how simple it is. So when we're using it, we just claim an offer on the Upside app for whatever we're buying. We pay with our regular card like we normally would. We follow a few quick steps in the app, and boom, we get paid real money that goes straight into our bank accounts. With over 100,000 gas stations, restaurants, and stores in the app, there's always somewhere nearby where we can earn some extra money. There's literally about $1 million earned by users in cash back each week. So what are you waiting for? To find out how much you can earn, click the link in the top of the description and download Upside. Make sure you use the code y'all and you're going to get 25 cents extra for every gallon on your first tank of gas. Or you can just scan this QR code right here to claim that offer. In my opinion, this is a no-brainer. You're going to spend the money anyways. Why not get some cash back? All right, now let's get back into the video. Okay, now let's talk about the tropics because they are seriously heating up out here. We've got some stuff going on in the Pacific. We got a 60% chance that something forms down here south and west of Mexico within the next 7 days. We've got a tropical depression out here, Tropical Depression 8E in place. This is going to turn into a tropical storm over the next couple of days as it approaches Hawaii. And we have a couple of areas of interest out here in the Atlantic Ocean as well. Let's start off by taking a look at Dexter. On the WeatherWise app here, we've got satellite. So I'm going to go ahead and animate this so we can take a look at Dexter. You can see it's already falling apart, but this is still packing 58 mile per hour wind gusts. By the time this video goes out, it'll probably be a little bit less than that, but we don't expect this to get any stronger, and it's really not going to impact anybody on land until maybe way over here whenever it goes over towards Europe. Okay, so this is not a big deal, but it is a sign of what's to come because things are getting active out here in the tropics. We've got another area that we're watching just off the coast of South Carolina and Florida where we've got a 30% chance that something forms over here within the next 7 days. But I'm telling you right now, the thing that I'm watching, the area that I'm watching the most is this area of interest in the main development region in the Atlantic. Okay, we've got a 50% probability that something will form here within the next 7 days, and it's looking very likely that something's going to happen out here. So let's take a look at the GFS model, and remember this is one model run. It's not going to be exactly like this, but I'll show you why meteorologists are concerned about this area. If I push this forward, you can see there's a lot of activity coming off of Africa. Okay, so we've got a lot of monsoonal activity coming off of Africa here. A lot of times these waves will come off of Africa and then form into a tropical system somewhere here in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean where we call this the main development region. Okay, so watch that little puff of activity come off of the coast of Africa and start curling up there a little bit. You see how you can very clearly see that it's a wave here, and you can actually see that it's probably a fully formed depression at this point. Maybe on Saturday, August 9th, we could have something to track out here in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. Now, once again, it's not guaranteed. This is one model run. Not all models are showing this, but this is kind of like a worst case scenario that we're looking at here. If I push this forward, you can see that it continues to go west and it starts getting stronger. Potentially on Tuesday, August 12th, we might have a named system out here somewhere north of Puerto Rico and south and east of the United States of America. And of course, the GFS, once we get way out here, 177 hours in the future, it shows a monster hurricane coming up towards the southeast coast and making landfall in South Carolina on August 16th. But I'm telling you guys right now, that is likely not going to happen. The models will show crazy scenarios. There's going to be a million of them as we go forward. But the thing is, we do have something to watch out here. There's almost certainly going to be a storm right here this weekend. But is it going to go and curl up this way? Is it maybe going to go down towards the Lesser Antilles? Is it going to continue going northwest and fade out? Or is it going to actually go straight up towards the southeastern U.S.? These are all questions that nobody knows the answer to right now, and we're going to track it day by day as we go forward. So make sure you're subscribed to this channel. I will be the first to let you know if there's anything to worry about. All right, so that's all the weather talk I have for you today. Things are relatively quiet until we start tracking those big tropical systems, and I think we're going to have a very active period here over the next 3 or 4 weeks, so make sure you are prepared for that. We are getting into peak tropical season, so if you live along the coast, the time to prepare is now. well. Okay, don't be scared. Be prepared and stay tuned here. We've got some good plans for hurricane season this year. If we have to go live, we're going to be able to cover it very well. Other than that, just want to say another shout out to our sponsor today. Please go check them out. There's a link at the top of the description. It really helps us out when we have sponsors, and it helps us continue to have sponsors when you guys interact with them. So I think you guys are going to love it. Make sure you click that link in the description. And of course, as always, go check out the Y'allbot 24/7 channel. It's getting better every day, and it's relaying those warnings in real time as they come out. So that's all I've got for you today. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.